Greetings and salutations, this is Jarsz, the biggest YouTuber ever! And good morning, Jarsouls! Welcome to another edition of the Daily Jarsz for Tuesday, the 31st of October, 2023. And happy Halloween! Ooh. I've had 2 days off, one of those unplanned. Hopefully YouTube will be a bit more conducive to live streaming today. Today, we're having a look at the reigning top-lefter CC from Westchester County, derping all over your screens for your viewing pleasure and belly laughs. Chris is a special little poppet. Most other flat earthers disown him as his manic rants about how he doesn't understand reality embarrass even them, but give sane people so much laughter. But before we get to him, I want to thank my YouTube members. Yes, thank you once again to my members for all that you do for me and for being part of the huge Jarsz movement. There's been just 2 videos on Chris since we looked at him last week. That's why I plan to alternate on Mondays between him and Level Earth Observer, because so they have a chance to build up the derp for us. Now, warning, language and politics ahead. I don't do politics, so I'll focus on the arguments as always, even if there are politics involved. So there's 2 videos. Let's have a look at, I've got to share screen, don't I? I completely forgot to do that. And it takes me forever to set this up, so give me a second. And go. All right. This is an epic rant, so let's enjoy this.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 10/20/2023.
I'm so glad he tells us all that information. It's really useful to the rest of the video.
Here again, got drenched once again on a Friday. Every weekend for the last 8 fucking weeks, it's been raining. That's right. And one of the storms is an extra bonus because the weatherman didn't even know. We just got 9 inches of rain down in Brooklyn, 7 where I live, and other areas got 5 inches of rain. No warning. Nothing. Now, if that was snow, 1 inch of rain equals, yes, a foot of snow. So that would have been a world record in Brooklyn, right? 9 feet of snow. Oh, shit. Now it's different if it's a wet snow or if it's a fluffy snow, but that's usually around what they use. Anyway, look, today's a Friday, and I want to give you something to think about here, and I got some things for you to think about.
Well, I'd like you to start thinking about them first, CC, because you rarely think about these things. But we'll see more about that.
Just in case if I'm able to put the video together over the weekend, okay? And I want you to think about something. When I was a kid, we grew up with video games, just like many childhood did have.
Yeah, I'm not sure he looks old enough to have grown up with video. Sorry, he looks too old to have grown up with video games. But then again, he might have gone grey prematurely. Who knows?
Around my generation, I used to like Choplifter. Now that was for the Apple computer, I believe. Apple II. I think I had the 2 Plus back then.
So Apple II was very late 70s, early 80s. So I don't know.
And then I had the 2E. Well, anyway, my point is, it was always impossible to get that chopper to land, you know, on the ground. I don't know if you remember that game. And then we had Flight Simulator, which just sucked. Okay, because I didn't have the right keyboard. I didn't have the right joystick for it. So I couldn't even get the fucking thing off the tarmac.
So because you didn't have what you needed, it sucked. Strange way of appreciating the world. Just reading the chat. Mark Short, this is not actually Mark, as unfortunately he lost his battle with cancer. I'm very sorry to hear that. Oh, that's a bit of a downer. I'm not sure who's using his account, but all the best to you and the rest of your family. It's terrible when you lose a loved one. And now I've got to try and make this funny. I hope I can bring a little bit of joy to you by making this funny.
Anyway, so I just put that game aside because I didn't have the money to go out. I mean, I was fucking 10, 11, 12 years old. I didn't have any money to go out and buy a joystick for the fucking thing. Anyway, so my point is, on every flight simulator, okay, and this is including the one that they have inside of the airports when you're trying to get your pilot's license, it's funny because they don't have the Earth moving. Why is...
Oh, God, not this again. CC, an airplane just needs to know where the ground is. It doesn't need to know where the curve of the Earth is over the entire world. And especially back in the days of the Apple IIc, they didn't have the computing power to simulate the entire world. They just need to simulate a couple of kilometers around where the airplane is at any one point in time. Why can't you idiots get this?
Is that? Because that is precision land that you're going to have to do. Don't you think one would be practicing that thing over and over and over again? Because it would be constantly different. The wind always changes everywhere. And then you've got the spin going at 1,000 miles per hour. Where does it begin? Where, do you have to be out in fucking space in order to see the Earth spin? Where?
Well, even if you are out in space, you won't see it spin. You'll observe that it does, but you can't see it spin because it doesn't go fast enough. You might look at it, then come back 10 minutes later and you'll notice that the clouds have moved around and the land has moved around into the Terminator or wherever you happen to be looking. But yes, you have to be in space to see that. But you could also see it from the ground by looking up and seeing the sun move across the sky and the stars move across the sky at night. That's what's happening. That's how you see it spin.
Where does it fucking spin? How many times do we have to fucking wake up people and tell them to look at something as obvious as that? You cannot land a fucking plane on a spinning wet ball.
And no one ever has, Chris. The plane is moving with the atmosphere, which is moving with the Earth. It's all relative. Why do you idiots not... Why can't you conceive that all speed is relative? It's a basic principle of anything to do with velocity or speed. It's all relative to something else. If you're in a car on a highway doing 100 k's an hour and the car beside you is doing 100 k's an hour, relative to each other, you're alongside each other. You're not moving at all. You can see relative to everything else around you, you're moving at 100 kilometers an hour. But if you have no other points of reference, you just have the other car, you wouldn't know you were moving. It's a really simple concept that everyone's experienced. Why do we need to explain it?
You can't. Wake up.
I wish you would. I'd just explain why you should. Oh, that's an interesting freeze frame.
Impossible. You cannot predict the weather from anywhere on a spinning wet ball.
So he said you can't predict the weather, all right?
It's impossible.
Impossible.
Especially 5 days, 7 days, 8 days in advance. You would need a degree.
So he just contradicted himself. He said it's impossible to predict the weather, but you would need a degree, which means it is possible to predict the weather. And most meteorologists do have a degree. So he's just being nonsensical.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. They just don't get it. They don't get it.
No, Chris, it's you that doesn't get it. And that's why you think they don't get it.
Okay, they don't see the obvious. You know, when I first made this...
The obvious is relative to your knowledge and experience, of which you obviously don't have a lot.
Channel. I knew at some point Google was going to squash us. Okay, because in the beginning they were recommending flat Earth videos.
Yes, back in 2015, another good freeze frame. This is kind of like a game, isn't it? back in 2015, the algorithm was not as sophisticated as it is now, and they've been weeding out bullshit that will affect the what do I say? The appeal to advertisers. That's the word. Of videos. So anything that advertisers won't want to put their name against, they're weeding out. That's all it is. Flat Earth is demonstrable stupidity. Why would anyone risk their business advertising in a video that's putting out demonstrable stupidity?
Good Flat Earth videos. Flat Earth videos that give you information.
I've yet to see one of those. The only information Flat Earth videos give me is that fleurs are idiots. And I haven't seen a good one, except good for showing that they're idiots, as this video alone shows. Oh, that's another good freeze frame, but I apparently... it was about 3 minutes, wasn't it? I hate it when it does that. Let's see.
They just don't get it.
That's pretty much
They don't get it. Okay? They don't see the obvious. You know, when I first made this channel, I knew at some point Google was going to squash us. Okay? Because in the beginning, they were recommending Flat Earth videos. Good Flat Earth videos.
Yeah, we covered
Flat Earth videos that give you information.
No, there's no such thing.
That make your mind think. Now, what
no, they don't.
You get all the people that are just picking up videos from us, and that's what you're getting recommended. Okay, and then you're getting somebody coming up, reading something off of a textbook and telling you the bullshit that they know everything because they are listening to NASA. How? What?
I have personally never listened to NASA. NASA doesn't have anything to teach me about physics. They apply physics, and they demonstrate that, but I don't need them to prove that the Earth is a sphere. I can just go out with the Theodolite app on my phone and show that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. Well, to level. Doesn't matter. Your eyes are irrelevant. It's level. And if the horizon's below that, that means the Earth curves away. That's proof that it's a sphere. Well, actually, it could be a cylinder still, but the fact that you can do that in any direction proves that it's a sphere.
What do you know? You don't even know what a fucking star is, for Christ's sake. It's not.
Oh, this is going to be so derpy. He doesn't know what a star is. Just watch this.
That stars don't exist.
Stars don't exist.
They don't exist. They're not this circle, this magnificent star from space that's freaking trillions of miles, trillions and billions of miles away. You can't see that. Your eyes could not focus in on something that far away.
And your evidence for this is, Chris? I bet you're going to demonstrate that right now.
It's impossible. It's just like the ISS. This thing's the size of a football field, right? Yet it's hundreds of thousands of miles away.
No. It's 250 miles or 400 kilometers away. It's not hundreds of thousands of miles away.
That big, you're going to be able to see that many miles away. Impossible.
Maybe 100,000 miles away? No, but 250, easy. I've filmed it, and I've shown it on this channel many times. He just says things, doesn't he? He doesn't. It's really typical of fleurs. They never check their facts. They never get the right figures. They never look at it in a indisputable way. They just rant off whatever they feel like saying.
Starlink. These satellites are the size of a dinner table. Okay? Meanwhile, they're, what do they say, 30 kilometers up there? Somewhere.
30 kilometers. Nothing orbits at 30 kilometers, Chris. Mr. Sensible's balloon went up higher than that.
Around there, 40 kilometers up there. Something the size of a dinner table. You can see that 30 or 40 kilometers away.
I think it's more likely over 100 at least. Probably more like 150, I'd say, for Starlink, because it's meant to be low Earth orbit. And they're being reflected. They're reflecting the sun. They're a very mirror-type surface because they've got solar panels. That's what they power by, basically. And they reflect the sunlight. And the sun's pretty bright. So that's how you can see them.
Why don't you really take a dinner table, go 30 or 40 kilometers away, and you tell me if you can see that?
If it's covered by mirrors and it's reflecting the full force of the sun, I reckon you could. I mean, anyone that's been in the military knows you just need a tiny little hand mirror and you can send a little signal using Morse code by using the reflection of the sun from miles away. Lots more than a dinner table.
Okay? It's bullshit. It's closer than you think. These stars don't exist. Okay?
Where's your evidence? All you've given me is incredulity. Incredulity. And incredulity is no argument at all.
It's like the Hayden Planetarium. It's like a fucking planetarium.
If the sky, the stars at night at least, I guess he's saying, is like a planetarium, where's the projector?
That's what it is. That's all it is. That's what you live under.
What's your evidence for that?
They're happy. Okay, they're happy because they think that the meteor is going to come by and kill them. You know, why would you want to worry about that? With all this other shit that's going on, you're worrying about a meteor coming to kill you, or the stratosphere being blown off because of a solar storm coming from the sun, you know, or a planet colliding, or the Andromeda Galaxy coming down and colliding with the Milky Way. You know, all the
which isn't going to happen for billions of years. For God's sake, it's like he's descended into insanity here. He's just going off. Talking nonsense.
And stuff, or UFOs. We're eventually going to get a UFO that's going to come down and they're going to kill us all. Come on, hurry. They're going to kill us. Come on, man. Wake the fuck up.
You first, Chris. That was the biggest load of nonsense I've ever seen on your channel.
All of this is bullshit to keep you scared. They live off of this. Same thing with Halloween. I'm not going to celebrate this satanic shit that they do, and it's getting worse now. You know, I just passed one of the local movie theaters. You know, the local movie theaters that are in town. You know, a small theater. You know, whatever. But they're kind of cool. Saw 5. I mean, what? The Exorcist is back. I mean, can Hollywood just? They don't know what to do anymore.
What's that got to do with the shape of the Earth? You've suddenly changed topics to movie reviews. Getting back to what he said about Halloween being satanic, well, it's pagan. That it's originally the Druids came up with Halloween, and for some reason America latched onto it when the people in their own country where it originated don't. But you're calling satanic children demanding candies with menace. Trick or treat. Why is that satanic? I don't think you know what satanic is.
The peak of Hollywood happened about a decade or two ago, you know, and it's just gone downhill from there. You know, I never saw that. I don't think I saw the Terminator movie. I totally forgot about that. I wanted to see that.
Pretty much everyone else didn't see their latest Terminator movie. So the second one was the best. The first one was pretty good. No one paid attention to any of the others, really, because they were just nonsense.
I never saw it. Was it 5, 6, 7, or 8? Oh, yeah, that's right. They ignored all the other ones, and this is a continuation of the original second one or something. So it was 3. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I forgot about it, so that's it. I guess I'm not going to watch it. You see all of the shit that's going on, okay, with the politicians, with...
The trouble is, Chris, you're looking at it from the wrong frame of view. You're assuming it's all a conspiracy. You're assuming it's all nonsense. But you have no evidence for that. And that's how you get so worked up. You're basing all this on nothing. You presented nothing to give support to anything you say. It's all in your head, Chris.
It's happening across over there. All these wars. You see, everything was planned. Okay? Don't you understand that?
The one thing I know about governments is they're crap at planning. Pretty much nothing they do ever comes to fruition the way that they plan it. And something even more random like what you're saying, I think has less chance of coming true. Mind you, that's an argument for incredulity, I guess, but it's based on observation. So
everything was planned for this, for another thing to keep you thinking about something else. Oh, they're not mentioning the immigration problem.
Something about thinking about something else, well, yes, governments certainly do that. They give you distractions. Bread and circuses from the Romans, for example. It's been done for ever since they've been politicians. But most people can see what they're doing. Most people have any brains, that's for sure.
Problem now. Oh, it's war now. Okay, there you go. So we're not going to focus it on that anymore. Nah, it's not important. They're still coming in. They've done shit about that. They're still coming in, but we now got to talk about this.
Well, now we're getting into the politics, so I'm not really interested in talking about this, but let's just let him get through it.
Got to talk about, don't you see the play script? Okay? This is the play script they've been playing you all of your fucking life. The only difference is now it's on turbo. Okay? All right? It's like every month, every week, there's something going on. Yeah, sure, you have that dud area.
There's always something going on, Chris. Have you not been alive on Earth for a while?
During the summertime. But that's because all of them are on vacation. They're out there in their summer houses out there in the Hamptons and all that shit. You know? They're going to ramp things up. And they ramp it back up when school starts. And then they starts getting some racist stuff in there. White cop. Hurts.
Well, actually, Chris, you might well be right. They might be doing these things in this situation. But the thing is, the things still have to happen for them to be able to talk about it. The things are actually happening. You're just interpreting it as a big conspiracy. Tusk, yes, who wrote the script? Arctic Reflections, that's the point. Tusk said, interesting one, watching CC Chris getting angry at something he just thought up is like watching a puppy trying to bite its own farts. Yes, that's a pretty apt description. I hope CC watches this and sees that.
Somebody of a different race, you know, it's the same shit, okay? Now, I'm not saying this war isn't fake, but it's...
So it's the same shit, meaning it's what always happens. You're getting worked up about what's normal.
It's been going on for hundreds of years, thousands of years. Okay, Reagan wasn't able to even control them. You think this bumbling idiot Biden is gonna be able to do anything? No, same shit. Okay.
So if it's the same and you're still here, what are you worried about?
These people are animals. We know that. You know that. They're terrorists.
I'm not sure who he's referring to. Are you still talking about the politicians?
It's the same shit unraveling all the time. And people don't see it. You know?
People see it. They just see it as normal. They don't see it as a grand conspiracy because it isn't. There's no evidence for that. If you have evidence, present that.
They're starting to wake up, at least some people that I'm talking to. But
I doubt very much anyone you think is waking up is actually waking up. They're filling their heads with nonsensical conspiracies that are utterly baseless in reality. You just interpret it as waking up because it's what you want to see.
They still don't see that it's not possible to live on a spinning wet ball in a fucking solar system that's moving at all these tremendous speeds. And then you can turn around and look at a link and it's just glass.
All right, so we're back to the shape of the Earth, I think. After all that little interlude. Goodness me, he's random. Yes, the lake will be glass. Why wouldn't it be glass? It's moving at the same speed as the rest of the Earth. I never understand that, Flurf. Why do they not understand something so basic? Are they really such idiots? That's what's so fascinating about Flurf for everyone else. We can't believe someone so stupid could actually be a human being. That's what it's all about. We just don't see how it's possible they could be that stupid and ignore something so obvious.
Okay, that's impossible on a spinning wet ball.
No, it isn't.
Right?
It's what you expect.
People just don't get it.
They do. It's you that doesn't get it.
Eventually they will, and then all of a sudden all this is going to come crumbling down.
What's going to be crumbling down, Chris? What?
Every kingdom has crumbled down.
Yep.
Do they know this? Yes.
Yes. Every civilization in history has fallen apart. And I think that will continue. What we know as the West today will fall over at some point. It might be in 300 years. Who knows? It might be tomorrow. Who knows? But that's just human nature, human civilization. That's what happens. But it's got nothing to do with a grand conspiracy to to hide flat Earth, because Earth isn't flat. You can, as I gave you an experiment you could do, or an observation you could do earlier, get your Theodolite app and prove that it curves away to yourself. No NASA involved.
Do they know when it's going to happen? Probably. They probably know. Because it's been...
How would you know that, Chris? If you think they probably know, how would you know that? And if you knew that, then you'd know as well, wouldn't you? Otherwise, how could you possibly say that they probably know? You don't think these things through, do you?
Cryptid. Who are they? Rockefellers? Who knows? Whoever they are, you'll never meet them. Just like George Carlin said. Okay, the small group.
George Carlin also said, think about how stupid the average person is. And then by definition, half of them are stupider than that. You're in that group, Chris.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because now you can't even research Flat Earth. You lost your chance. Of course, you can get David Weiss's app.
I bet David Weiss likes that. Chris, surely David Weiss isn't your Papa Flirth. He is the biggest grifter that there is. In fact, I'm going to play that little bit of from MC Toon. This is.
I'm a scammer, and I'm a scammer, I'm a scammer, and I'm a scammer. He's just selling his app. He's a scammer. He's trying to steal $3 from you for his app. Dave Weiss is a scammer. 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 I'm a scammer. I'm just trying to sell apps. I'm a scammer. I know the Earth is flat. Dave's a moron. I know the Earth is flat. Dave's a moron. Dave just wants your money. Dave's a scammer. Dave's a scammer. He's selling a useless app. Dave's a scammer. He's selling a useless app. He doesn't believe the Earth is flat. I'm a scammer trying to sell an app. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm giving you all this bullshit. So I'm giving you all this bullshit.
Listen to David himself, Chris. He's a scammer.
And I'll put a link to that on the description. So maybe you can go in there and for a beer, you can find all the information out that you're looking for about.
Well, first of all, I'd rather have the beer. And second of all, if anyone's actually used that app, they know you can't find all the information. It doesn't work. It's just got nonsense. It's just links to his videos, which are all nonsense, as you saw in the last Daily Jarsz.
Flat Earth. Instead of going on Google or whatever fucking search engine you use now, they're all the same. They're all owned by Google or eventually.
So you're talking about a ground conspiracy, but you can't see that David Weiss's app is just a propaganda device to get people to watch his videos. You can't see that and give him money. You can't see that, apparently. Wake up, Chris.
Actually will be, so they can suppress all the news from you. All right? And that's the problem. They're only going to show you what they want you to see, or what they want you to see. It's just like the media. If people can't see through the media now, well, then you're fucking lost. If you're sitting there looking at the media, okay, any of these top freaking media stations, and you believe that shit that you're seeing on TV, you, my friend, are beyond done. Okay? Beyond done.
Yes, that's a good freeze frame. I'm doing pretty well with these. Yes. Well, I personally agree. The media is a waste of space. They've become completely biased. They're not really presenting all the news as fit to print. And quite frankly, most people are not bothering to watch the news anymore because they know it's like that. They know they won't get a realistic view of reality from it. But that's where the internet comes in. And if you've got any critical thinking skills at all, you can figure out which is bullshit and which isn't. Unfortunately, flat earthers don't have critical thinking skills. They only think that they do. And that's the proof that they don't.
Oh, God. I heard on CNN that, what? It's just, I'm not even going to get into that anymore. All right.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, no, I erased the video yesterday because let me get into this real quick, okay?
You erased the video?
Too long. For some stupid I have so many things on my fucking mind. I just got my new car. I had to put so much fucking money down.
Yeah, so many things on his mind. Well, when you've got a very small CPU, it seems like a lot is on your mind.
On this thing more than I wanted to, but who cares? You get fucked when you go to the car dealership, don't you? They tell you one thing, you go in there, and hey, surprise!
So you're telling, there's another freeze frame. You're telling us, you know, you got ripped off, but you still did it anyway. I've got an app to sell you, Chris.
Nice. It's great. It's all right. It was partially my fault. But anyway, look, I confused north and south. Okay.
How can you confuse that?
You know, you should know what north is.
Yes.
You know, the North Pole? Yeah, that's right. That's where Santa Claus lives, right? That's what you were told as a child. Why would they make up such a ridiculous story? Why are we, as a country, even acknowledging that anymore? And
Chris, yes, you could say Santa Claus is a conspiracy, but it's something that brings joy to children, at least for a decade or so. When you see your children come down wherever they have to go on Christmas morning and find all the presents from Santa, and you see the joy on their faces, isn't that a good thing? You're not going to get joy from discovering flat Earth. You're going to, and especially when you find out that it's not real, that you've been lied to by idiots, that Earth am flat. And anyway.
And going as far to say that NORAD is actually tracking Santa Claus up in the sky.
It's all part of the fun.
Is it a game to them? It obviously is.
Well, we also have football matches where we pretend that these professional athletes are out there doing something noble when they're just playing a game. It's all part of the fun. We go to engage in the fun in a social activity.
Because it amuses people, right?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
They're amused by it. They're amused by still acting like a child.
Well, we're amused by you acting like a child in these videos, CC. So thank you. We appreciate it.
It's ridiculous.
Yes,
anyway,
you are.
My point was yesterday, was trying to explain to you, is that in the North Pole, have you ever heard about the Black Rock? Yes, that's what's forming all the electricity that's up there. Yeah, and there's a lot of electricity up there. Okay.
Evidence for this, please. And lightning, no. That is electricity up there, but that's caused by friction. That's obvious.
Just like when the sun comes up, well, comes closer to us, not up. You know, when you've been beating this in your head all of your life, it's so hard to get out. You know, and it's.
Well, you've been doing these videos for years, Chris. Why is it hard to get it out? That's an interesting thing to say. And the sun comes up, yes, it demonstrably does. It's clearly not coming closer because the angular size is the same all day, pretty much. Oh, damn it. Anyway, I've had enough of this video. Let's go to his latest video. Oh, hang on. No, I won't do that because he starts talking about sky ice. And this is going to be hilarious.
And it's incredible. They've done so many experiments on this. At least we have.
Hang on, I've probably missed a bit.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, my point was yesterday, was trying to explain to you, is that in the North Pole, have you ever heard about the Black Rock?
Yes.
Yes, that's what's forming all the electricity that's up to us, not up. You know, when you've been beating this in your head all
Come on.
But when the sun is coming closer to us, okay, that's when the electricity just goes nuts.
Oh, really?
You know, it really does. It's like a halogen lamp almost, in a way. And it's incredible. They've done
What's
so
your
many
evidence for
experiments on this. At least we have.
You can't do experiments. You're an idiot.
You know, I mean, it's an amazing place that we live on here. And
Yes,
it's
it is.
amazing to me that people can't see it just because they've been told as a child, because they had this planet
Can't
in
see
front of them.
what?
This fake fucking globe that even says underneath it that this is not what it, you know, real at all. I mean,
You know why that's there? It says not for educational purposes. It's because idiots like you will take the globe and try to navigate it on an ocean. That's why it's there. It's the same as jumpers say, remove child before washing, or do not use hairdryer in the shower. It's a lawyer thing to stop idiots like you from killing yourself.
it says it right there. But people don't see it. You know, they don't see that the ice wall contains all of this water. Okay? All right? They don't see...
Give me a picture of the ice wall. Prove that it exists.
That the blue that's up in the sky, whenever it's a fucking clear blue sky, I don't know when it is for you. For here, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes Thursday. But then all the other days, it's cloudy, overcast. But you do get a blue sky once in a while here. Then that blue is from the ice blue.
The what? He thinks the sky is frozen water. Wouldn't the local sun melt that?
That's what they call it. Sky ice. It's from sky ice, my friend. That's what...
Well, we don't know how far up this is, apparently. But ice is pretty heavy and is very brittle. How can it stay up there?
Why it's blue. It's not from living on a spinning wet ball with a star 93 million miles away.
Evidence for that, please?
It's just not. Sorry. I didn't make this.
What's your evidence for what you're saying, Chris? You offer nothing, ever.
I didn't do this. I'm one of the many that have discovered that what you've been told is bullshit.
Well, if you've discovered that, present what you discovered. Don't just say it. Saying it is brainwashing.
So wake up, do your research, and investigate.
Why? Why can't you just present that evidence? Why do we have to go and research if you've done it already?
It's as simple as that. And if you can, and all you're going to do is look through books through NASA and listen to bullshit from scientists.
You mean things that bullshit from people who know what they're talking about, whereas you clearly don't, and stuff you can verify for yourself, as the observation I gave you earlier with the Theodolite app? That's what you mean?
And idiots that are on TV that are actors.
Oh, you mean like you? You're on TV right now.
Then you're not doing your research. Okay? That's it.
You have no idea
Bottom
what research
line.
means.
I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my video.
Oh, bugger off. All right. We're actually running a bit late. There is one other video, but it wasn't as fun as that one. So I might give that a skip. And we'll just finish it there, I think. That was one of his better videos that I've seen in a while recently. So let's go to, hang on. Damn it. I hate it when I do this. I shouldn't have stopped sharing. Now I have to go through it all again. We really need to get this fixed. And there we go. Meme roundup. And here's the first meme. Of course, it's a flat Earth meme. The Earth is not spinning, and of course, it's not a globe. And once again, they never, ever present evidence for that. They just say it, just like a propagandist would. I think the implication is, well, you wouldn't have smoke going straight up like this if the Earth was spinning. Oh, for God's sake. It moves with the Earth. Why is that hard to understand? There we go. Zoom in a little. All right, so this is a debunker meme, and it's basically showing how does this match reality? Which of these two pictures match reality? You see the sun coming down basically in a straight line. It is curved throughout the entire sky, but this is a small portion, and it remains the same angular size. As you can see here in this illustration, it's not real, of course. It's an illustration to explain the idea. Fleurs have a real problem with that concept. On flat Earth, it would curve away from you and it would shrink in angular size. We don't see that. So that's a good meme. Now, this is a big pile of dirt. A whole lot of things that flurfs don't understand, basically. It's meant to be proof of flat Earth, but it basically demonstrates how convoluted you have to be to believe in flat Earth, and lots of propaganda statements. Sun is not 93 million miles away, but they don't prove anything. This is not proof of that. Sundials work because we orbit around the sun. It's a measurement of how fast the Earth rotates. Time zones. Time zones are the silliest one. Oh, well, that's, yes. Yes, light for 4 months in the Arctic and dark for 4 months in the Arctic. But how do you explain that in the Antarctic? Doesn't work on flat Earth. I'll skip over that one. Sorry, I put that one in by accident. They know you live on flat Earth. They just don't want you to know that. And apparently a hot spot of sunlight indicating that a light source is closer than 93 million miles away. Again, they just say that. They don't provide any evidence for it. It's not that. It's an ocular highlight. It's just the way light shines off things, basically. Not much more than that. It's got nothing to do with the shape of what it's shining off. And of course, we're very close to that surface. 38,000 feet isn't that far away in comparison to the radius of the Earth. Yes, I love these ones. Cartoon science, because who needs observational evidence? Well, 1975 is a genuine photo. Pretty much all the others are composite photos. But that doesn't make them cartoons. If I take 4 pictures of my face, each quarter, and put them all together to make up one face, does that make my face unreal? Of course, you wouldn't want to see a picture of my face. That's why I wear a mask. But the other thing is, look at the difference between this one and this one, the 2007 and 2012 one. You can see the North America is much bigger in the image. And they don't tell you that each of these pictures, or the things that they were sourced from, were taken from different heights using different cameras at different times of year. So you'd see different vegetation. At different heights, you'll see a different. This one here was taken from a low Earth orbit. It was close to it. We've done that experiment a million times. This one was taken from further away. That's why you get the difference. It's just so easily explainable that it's amazing they do a meme about it. And a fun one to finish off with, an Aussie one too. Oh, by the way, these all came from Where's Wally? So a mouse spider, he's just a bastard. A huntsman spider, we see these in houses all the time, big bastard. Under the bog seat bastard, a black house spider. I've never seen one of those. A deadly bastard, a redback or a funnel web. Funnel web, FW. What else has the initials FW? Flat earthers, of course. But not the words flat earthers. A bird-eating spider. Oh, yes. That doesn't really do it justice. They're about as big as your hand. You see them up in North Queensland. I've seen one try and eat a bird. It was very disturbing. White tip spider, flesh-eating bastard. They'll chew on you. And Australian jumping spider. They're actually cute. You find them in the garden. Anyway, I think that finishes meme roundup. CC leaves me worn out. Right, so if you've seen a silly meme lately, please send it to me and I'll show it on the stream, if it's fit for general consumption, of course. Contact details in the description of this video. Let me know who you'd like me to look at in the near future by leaving a comment below. I appreciate all suggestions. For tomorrow, I'm planning at looking at taboo conspiracies' latest attempts at grifting. Demonstrating flat Earth. Remember, I suffer through their channels, so you don't have to. Please do the YouTube things. Give a like to this scream, clicking the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click join to become a member, like the members I showed, and I'll add you to my member roll. Leave a comment. I love to read your comments and interact with you in that way. In particular, if you're one of the few who watch my videos who aren't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below. And if you subscribe, keep an eye on my community tab. I'll be putting some polls up soon to get some feedback. I keep saying that, but I haven't done it, but hopefully I'll do that today. And I think that just about does it.
There's nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
You're despicable.